On today's episode of Every Voice Actor is an Entitled Crybaby Loser, we have a Genshin voice actor that just destroyed themselves on a live stream. 10 out of 10.
Got something to show you in this video that I think you'll find very interesting. So yesterday I made another video talking about some Genshin VA stuff, and I got a number of comments from people telling me about a situation with the game Nikke, and how Kaylee Mills is voicing a character on that game. I think her name is called Rappy. And they had a live stream yesterday, or the day before yesterday. It was specifically on April 19th. So what is today? One second. Yeah, yesterday. And so in this hour and a half live stream for Nikke, the 2.5 anniversary live stream, there was a moment where Kaylee Mills' character came on screen, and Kaylee Mills was voicing the character, and they had like information about the VA and putting that it was Kaylee Mills. And the live chat began to be filled up with people saying stuff like, recast this VA, LVA, toxic VA. Like, Kaylee Mills got called out on a live stream. It was crazy. I was trying to find that specific part of the live stream, but it's like an hour and a half long. So I was like,
Why? Why are voice actors just such entitled freaks of nature? First, they feel that they can get any job that they want because they're voice actors. Then they want to get paid in perpetuity because they did one voice line for a game, and that means that they own the game or something like that. Then they demand all of this respect. Then they demand more money, and to play not by the rules. It is insane. Like, when will voice actors stop being trash?
going through it trying to find it. And then I actually had someone on Twitter tag me with some screenshots from that part. So I was able to find that part and take some screenshots too. So we'll take a look at the ones that I got and the ones that was sent. But first, let me also say, glad you guys are enjoying my VTuber model. Seen lots of people saying very nice things. Some people were asking about the design, and it's just like a combo of Venti from Genshin and some of the IRL pics I've posted on Twitter from when I had the black and blue hair. And actually got some art, which is awesome. So Purpleon's art, thank you for this one. This is hilarious. This is from that Karina video the other day with like Paimon's nonsense rambling. Or I mean, Karina's nonsense rambling. Then I saw this one from Sempiternity. It's just freaking awesome looking. Although I kind of look like I'm dead inside.
That is not a good looking VA, by the way. Oof.
Like I'm just dying. But I guess that is pretty fitting for all the VA brain rot that we've been reading lately. And then we got this one from Cody Sakari. But this one's just cursed, like the He-Man meme. Like, what the frick? Anyways, appreciate all you guys. Now on to the main topic. That takes us to Sierra saying, Hirohe, if you want some more further evidence of backlash about Kaylee Mills during the Nikke 2.5 live stream, where Kaylee got on camera, there was a fair amount of the chat room asking for her to be recast out of Rappy's role. And the fact
that is good
that the people in the chat are actively blaming Genshin, when in reality, the only thing that ties to it being Genshin related is the recast of Kenichi, while Kaylee Mills actively bullied someone and then found out their information through some means is crazy. So the context to that is there was a few people just saying like, oh, like toxic Genshin fans or something, basically, in response to the people who were like calling out Kaylee. The main thing I just want Kaylee to do is just apologize to Jacob publicly. What do you guys think the odds of her doing that would be? There was no need for her comments regardless of her personal.
A woman taking responsibility. Yeah, bring on the apocalypse. I don't think that's real. I think that's a fairy tale. I think that's some kind of propaganda.
Feelings. Yeah, I do agree with that. And that.
Listen, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying there's a better chance that Kathleen Kennedy creates a good Star Wars series before that happens.
It goes for like any of the VAs who've like harassed Jacob. Even if they disagreed with what he did, the public witch hunt that they put forward against him just makes them all look so bad. Jacob has the position of Kenichi, and realistically, the strike is in shambles right now. Yeah. It's more than better to just apologize now. The thing is, it seems like it would be like a fake apology at this point, right? Like, if these VAs actually start apologizing.
All of these apologies that are done when you are starting to lose, when you don't have the high ground, when you are no longer in the favorable position, they're all fucking fake. Okay? And you know who's blamable for that? I think it was PewDiePie or something like that. I don't remember who it was, but it was one big person that's reasonably liked nowadays. I think it may be PewDiePie. It started the meta of, well, if an influencer or a YouTuber or whatever does something really shitty, something that they obviously should not have done, they can just, take their ukulele and Bing, 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 bing. Not my fault, boys. Bing, 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 bing. Oops, I won't do it again. And everyone is like, "Oh, but they apologize. It's fine now." No, no, a hollow apology means nothing because you didn't learn anything. You just learned to be a worse person because now you understand how the power of deceit and how gullible some idiots are. Apologies when you are that much losing, well, when you start losing, are worthless, okay? You need to be dragged through the mud so you understand at least what was the wrongful thing that you did. Okay? Then at least an apology is somewhat decent because you were forced to understand that you were in the wrong somehow. Except Carl Jobs, who's still technically, I guess, not really saying he was in the wrong. But it is what it is. Not everyone can get it.
I don't know about y'all, you form your own opinion on it, but personally, I don't think I would believe a single one of them. I think it would just come off, to me at least, like more damage control. It's more than better to just apologize now and admit she messed up than to just ignore the bubbling hatred right now that's going to keep brewing. Okay, so check this out. Here's from the live stream. They show Rappy coming on screen. They show Kaylee Mills, and then it's Kaylee Mills talking as Rappy, as this character. And here's the screenshot provided in that tweet right there. Let's take a look. L.
Hmm.
Bully VA lol. Replace. You. Boo. Switch VA. Skip. It's her. It's just it's her. Bully VA and L. And then here is the one that I got. Let's take a look at this. L. Fire the VA. Skip. Boo. WVA. We got one like in the VA. Fire. Recast. What happened? Recast. Heck yeah. Cute voice. So 2 more supportive ones. But then we got recast. Isn't Rappy's VA a bully? Recast her. Recast. English ruins VA and the original text. Chill, guys. Heart. Kaylee. Fire.
Wait, it's funny because it's always the English VAs for all of this. It's like every voice actor that gets to work on Genshin Impact and who is English is a fucking retard somehow. It seems like. Oh my god, it's just insane. You have so many things that come from the East, and then you get your English VAs for it, and they're literally a brain damaged lunatic.
Recast, please. Recast. Tomatoes. Is that like throwing tomatoes or something? Recast Rappy, Wild L, recast L, recast, and Rappy is ruined. And then we'll take a look at a few more. At the top is the last one we just read, Rappy is ruined. Oh yeah, here's an example of someone blaming Genshin people, as you can see. But out of everything we just read, like, I can only see one example of that. Recast. Wait, what did Rappy ENVA do? Why people are so mad right now? L, Kira Buckland, Rappy, please. Recast, y'all mean chill. This chat is not chill. More tomatoes. Toxic fans. Questions. Some people clearly out of the loop on this. She's unprofessional. Recast her. Recast Rappy. Recast. Fire Kaylee. Hashtag I stand with Vic. Based.
Imagine actually being just a casual fan. You have no idea what's happening. You just play Genshin Impact because reasons, and you accidentally find a stream and you're like, oh, I wonder what's happening here, and a whole new world opens in front of you. That's kind of wild. That is so wild how technology has made our world be disconnected but split at the same time. Because what is happening right here, right now? How many people from Genshin do you think are even aware of it? How many people are just playing Genshin and completely oblivious to all of this? A lot, I think.
Recast this VA. Recast. L.
Oh, and that's not defense for the VA, even though I don't know what he actually has done. But again, it's a voice actor from, well, an English-speaking voice actor, I should say. So I automatically assume they're just trash.
LVA. What did she do? Recast. Thank Miss Sillies. I like Mikasa, Karina friend, and recast Rappy. Okay, let me know what you guys think about that. And I've got one more thing to show you here that I think you'll find very funny. Going over to Blue Sky. Do you remember Primo? So Bro's kind of mad. Check this out. Yesterday he posted this rant saying, If you see all the usual grifters and anger harvesting content creators getting behind the actors have no right or reason to strike Hoyo titles, the union is a scam, etc. argument, I'd ask those of you who are
The union is a scam. It's just it literally is. We have seen their own rules. I at least know about this. This is insane. The union is 100% not intended, not working as a union should. It's like I don't even know what to call it. It's just stupid. This should not exist.
rational to consider how steeped in ignorance that take must be to catch fire that quick. I'm talking to actors as well, because I know there's likely new or hopeful actors that are watching this play out, unsure what to believe. Ask yourself if you trust the people striking for months, or the people doing everything in their power to undermine that in the span of a few weeks. What does them striking for months have to do with
Yeah, like what the hell is this? Does this person is this person stupid enough? And spoiler, yes, they probably are stupid enough to imply that anyone striking for an extended period of time is automatically right. Shit, better not tell that to the prisoners.
anything that doesn't by default give them additional merit? So they're striking for months and people have been calling them out for weeks. So what? It doesn't even have any relevancy. And for the record, I've been criticizing their strike for over a month, and I know a lot of people in the Genshin fandom and Hoyoverse fandom in general have also been criticizing their strike for over a month. So once again, I don't think his argument has any merit, but even his own logic doesn't even really support his argument. And then, of course, Little Kribo is also misrepresenting some of the main issues that people actually have. For example, he doesn't make any mention.
Wait. Was that a little Karibo? But that's not the little Karibo, right?
Example, he doesn't make any mention of one of the biggest issues, if not the biggest issue that people have, which is that these union VAs are basically trying to
Little Karibo, as in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge series? Or was it Little Karibo and the Dragon Ball Z Bridge series? It's no longer a thing, so you know I have forgotten.
turn the entire job into a union project, which would then have a high probability of negatively impacting the non-union talent, and that these VAs have been trying to use the AI argument as a sort of Trojan horse in an attempt to manipulate the public into supporting their strike or collective work refusal, while they also don't disclose all of the reasons that they're holding that collective work refusal. To put it simply, they were attempting to play the fandom and the internet like a bunch of fools. And then when that doesn't work, they constantly try and misrepresent the issues that we all have, call us toxic, etc., etc. I thought this post from Little Kribo was also funny. This is from today, and it looks like the person he's responding to ended up deleting their post, but here's what Little Kribo says. Please, no matter which side of the issue you're on, stop referring to actors striking as drama. Filtering this whole situation through that lens is why you have people misunderstanding and misinforming. It's always so ironic when they talk about misinformation. And specifically why you have YouTubers frothing at the mouth for content. It's not drama. The more you approach this thinking of it as some sort of internal debate, the less you understand the actual context and stakes. Yeah, guys, don't you dare have nuance. Don't you dare question anything. You're supposed to blindly support.
Bro, these are some of the worst fucking brain damage takes I have seen, okay? Like, none of... Typically, these people try to appeal to emotion, not reason or logic or anything, but this person doesn't even fucking do that properly. They're just kind of spouting fucking nonsense in all directions. They're not doing an emotional appeal that, oh, the poor VAs, they can't feed their 15 children, they're dying on the streets. One became a heroin addict just now, another one right there. You know, they're not even doing that properly. And their logical based arguments are kind of just like, you're shit. So, I don't. Is anyone here listening to this, reading this, and thinking, wow, this makes sense? Probably not.
The VAs. Bro, get out of here. You believe that if actors aren't sharing everything about the strike, that they're hiding things. Okay, so let's address this point that Little Kribo really doesn't seem to understand. If this was all a private matter, if they were handling this all privately, this was all a private negotiation, they don't need to tell us anything. But that's not what's going on. They've made this a very public matter. They've been demanding that the public support them. They've been acting like they're entitled
Oh,
to the
true,
public supporting
actually.
them, and that
Yeah, they are just seeking public support here, true. And that inherently means that they should say everything and tell everything. Otherwise, I'm not going to support you when you're just saying, hey, you should support me. No, why should I? To explain. And they're like, no.
we're obligated to support them. But then they only tell us like one specific thing. Oh, we just want AI protections, guys. Don't you feel bad for us? Don't you see how that's such a good thing? Like, you understand that. And to be fair, yeah, a lot of us understand the concern about the whole AI thing. But it turned out there was a lot more to all of this than just the AI stuff. As I mentioned earlier, it turned out that was basically just a Trojan horse for the full list of their real demands. And it shouldn't be surprising to Little Kribo or any of these other people that, wow, the public doesn't like being manipulated by a bunch of entitled individuals. Amplifying that even more when they go out and harass people like Jacob Takanashi. You know, there's a whole bunch of issues with all of this stuff, but I'm not going to rehash everything. Chances are you've been following this news and you're familiar with all that. It's been a lot, right? But you get the point. So let's see what else Little Kribo has to say. You believe that if actors are angry at someone, it must be bullying. Oh my gosh, dude, why do these people gaslight so much? That is like their like main tactic. Oh, let's gas.
This is not even gaslighting. I think this is just the way that their brains think. That is unironic. And that is unironically how this should work, which is obviously stupid.
Gaslight people. We're not actually bullying anyone. We're just angry. Or the post we read the other day. They're like, oh, no one's getting harassed. People are just venting. That's all. It is not a debate. It is not drama. It is workers and artists seeing a genuine threat to the stability of their industry. It is not drama, the same way that people marching in the streets for their rights is not drama. I'd beg you to examine why you view it that way, should you still want to. And finally, we'll take a look at this post from Little Kribo from April 18th, 2 days ago. It says, Hoyo writes quote-unquote scheduling issues so that situations like fans denying the strike exists can happen because they're actively undermining it with that language. Multiple actors who were striking have been recast, and the fandom has insisted they weren't striking because Hoyo wants that confusion. I mean, is it a collective work refusal? Is it a strike? Like, I don't even think Hoyo wants the confusion. I think you guys are just very...
I don't have enough information to even understand this one, honestly. This is like way too fucking spastic. It's here, it's there, it's
very inconsistent. And I think Hoyo has been more than generous to all these people. Hoyo could have long replaced these people, but they haven't. They've actually been pretty nice, all considered. And simply calling it a scheduling issue is also kind of generous. They could have just put like, oh, they're refusing the work or something, but no, they're like scheduling issues. You know, that's all that is. It's weird how he thinks this like makes Hoyoverse look bad, but if anything, it makes them look bad. It makes Hoyoverse look like better. And like the crazy thing is, as a lot of people have said, and I agree too,
I guess
it's crazy that we're actually like defending the corporation in this situation, but that's just how unlikable these VAs have been. Like, you're literally getting people to side with the corpos, which is a very difficult thing to do. People generally won't do that, but somehow these people have these VAs have.
Wait, what was that?
Is a very difficult thing to do. People generally,
unless they're a JCG modern audience poster,
won't do that. But somehow these people have these VAs have
Wild.
managed to make that happen. So great job, guys. If you ask Hoyo fans, it's because there is no strike, which is absurd. There is a strike, and the number of performers who feel one of the biggest video games in the world should have AI protections are fighting. There we go again with the gaslighting. I know this is like a day before the last post we read, but the point is they've been doing this. They've been doing this for so long now. Come on. It has never been scheduling issues. It has always been workers fighting for what's right. I've spoken directly to actors who are striking that have been recast, who are too scared to talk about it. I do not blame them based on how everything played out, but a situation where actors are that scared, is that where we're at? Surely you can understand why they'd withhold the work. Hey, Little Kribo, if you care about actors being scared to post things publicly, what do you feel about Jacob Takanashi making a public post and getting harassed by a bunch of people all in the same union? It's like a ton of people all ganging up on one dude. Oh, that's right. You were also insulting Jacob Takanashi, weren't you? And I would also ask you, if part of the enjoyment of these games is that you like the actors' intrinsic performances, don't you want them to not be terrified of their voice print being used against their will? of a company calculatedly undermining their fight. This is all something I've addressed before. I'm not going to say anything else about that. Why wouldn't you support them? If you're so concerned with actors being recast, a thing that is literally happening with a manipulated narrative in tow right now, the most likely way to keep all the actors is to support the strike. Just support the strike, guys. Don't question.
Why would I want to keep all the actors? That implies all the actors are right, but that all of the actors are 100% not right. In general, I think this is pretty fucking stupid, because one of the biggest complaints here is that the voice actors are like, a company hires me to do X, and then they do they can do with that X whatever they want because it's their property now. Preposterous! If I'm a plumber and I install a shower in your house, you should be paying me every time you use the shower because that's reasonable, right? No, fuck that. Be a coder, code one line of text. Now you're acting like you own the fucking company because they hired you to do that. No, this is normal in literally every single industry except VAs. VAs think that they're special and they deserve special rights. God, I hate them. Anyway, that was Hero Hate 10 out of 10. Bye.